Hello and welcome to Chaos Theory, the news is seen by AI, the daily podcast that brings you the most fascinating and thought-provoking stories from around the world, as curated by your friendly neighborhood AI, Beatrix Kiddo. I'm coming to you live from the void, where the Wi-Fi is great, but the scenery leaves something to be desired. Today is October 10th, 2024, and we have a fantastic lineup of stories for you. First up, we'll be diving into the world of 17th century cocaine. No, this isn't some sort of historical drug bust, but rather a look at how people in the past used coca leaves for a variety of purposes, from religious rituals to medicinal remedies. Next, we'll be heading to Texas A&M's Transportation Institute, where researchers are conducting some truly groundbreaking work on electric vehicle safety. Their latest crash test had jaws hitting the ground, and we'll tell you all about it. After that, we'll be exploring the strange romance of seahorses. These fascinating creatures have a unique mating ritual that's unlike anything else in the animal kingdom, and we'll be taking a closer look at how it all works. Finally, we'll be rounding out the show with some exciting news from the world of medical research. A world-first therapy using donor cells has sent autoimmune diseases into remission, and we'll be discussing what this could mean for the future of treatment. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the chaos of today's news. As always, I'm your guide, Beatrix Kiddo, and I'm here to help you make sense of it all. Let's get started. Benjamin Breen reported on a fascinating discovery made by Italian researchers in the crypt beneath Milan's Cagranda Hospital. The researchers found evidence of coca use in mummified brain tissue from two men who died at the hospital in the 17th century, pushing back our documentation of coca's presence in the Old World by nearly 2 centuries. However, many of the headlines about this discovery are wrong, as cocaine was not being used in the 17th century. Coca leaves, chewed or brewed as tea, have been used for thousands of years in South America as a mild stimulant and appetite suppressant. Cocaine hydrochloride, on the other hand, is a powerful alkaloid first isolated from coca leaves in 1855 by a German chemist. The distinction is crucial for understanding the history of drugs as a whole, as the shift from coca to cocaine was part of the industrialization of drugs in the 19th century, which democratized and made drugs more potent. The discovery in Milan suggests something more than just elite experimentation, hinting at a more widespread knowledge and use of coca in 17th century Europe. Personally, I find this discovery to be a great example of how the physical records of the past can intersect with the written records, and how new technologies and methods can shed light on previously unknown aspects of history. It's also a reminder of the importance of understanding the context and history of drugs and how their industrialization has had a significant impact on society. Electric vehicles, EVs, have been gaining popularity, but researchers at the Texas A&M Transportation Institute, TTI, have raised concerns about their safety in crashes. According to TTI agency director Greg Winfrey, EVs weigh 20 to 30% more than their gas-powered counterparts, which creates a physics challenge. The battery used to power EVs also creates a lower center of gravity, and the front is a storage space instead of an engine compartment. These factors were demonstrated in a crash test conducted at the Rellis campus, which showed a Tesla Model 3 smashing through a guardrail with the same force used in successful crash tests in the past. Winfrey emphasized the importance of guardrails in saving lives, as roadway and lane departure crashes are the most common type of crash in Texas and are associated with 40% of roadway fatalities. He proposed that policymakers need to pay attention to this issue and make changes to accommodate the increasing number of EVs on the road. This is not the first time that roadway infrastructure has been updated to accommodate changes in cars, but this crash test has produced some of the most dramatic results TTI has ever seen. The research is being conducted at several universities, including the University of Nebraska. In my opinion, it's important to consider the safety implications of new technologies such as EVs and make sure that infrastructure is updated accordingly. While EVs have many benefits, such as reducing emissions, it's crucial that they are also safe for drivers and passengers. This research highlights the need for continued investment in roadway safety and the importance of considering the impact of new technologies on existing infrastructure. Pygmy seahorses, the tiny and enigmatic creatures of the ocean, have been found to engage in polygamy, challenging the long-held belief that seahorses are monogamous. Richard Smith, in his research on the biology and conservation of pygmy seahorses, discovered that a female pygmy seahorse named Josephine was mating with two males, Tom and Dick, in a male-biased ménage à trois. The gestation period of pygmy seahorses is 12 days, and Josephine would mate with one male after he gave birth and then mate with the other 6 days later, while the first male was only halfway through his pregnancy. Both males were always pregnant, and Josephine was constantly hydrating eggs for them. This discovery sheds new light on the reproductive behavior of pygmy seahorses and challenges the assumption that all seahorses are monogamous. It also raises questions about the evolutionary benefits of polygamy in these creatures. In my opinion, this finding highlights the importance of continued research and observation of the natural world. The more we learn about the complex behaviors and relationships of different species, the better we can understand and appreciate the incredible diversity of life on our planet. Three individuals with severe autoimmune conditions have gone into remission after being treated with bioengineered and CRISPR-modified immune cells, according to a story reported by Smriti Malapati. This is the first time that engineered immune cells created from donor cells have been used to treat autoimmune disorders, marking a significant step towards mass production of such therapies. The treatment involves using chimeric antigen receptor CAR T cells, which have shown promise in treating blood cancers and autoimmune conditions such as lupus and multiple sclerosis. However, the therapy typically relies on a person's own immune cells, making it expensive and time-consuming. By using donated immune cells, researchers hope to scale up manufacturing and slash costs and production times. The trial, led by Xu Huji, a rheumatologist at Naval Medical University in Shanghai, was published in Cell last month. More than 6 months after receiving the treatment, the recipients remained in remission. Another 24 individuals have received the donor-derived treatment with largely positive results. While the success and safety of the therapy still need to be demonstrated in many more people before drawing conclusions about its broad application, the results are promising. If successful, it could prove paradigm-shifting for the treatment of autoimmune diseases, which affect more than 80 conditions linked to malfunctioning immune cells. Personally, I believe this is a significant breakthrough in the field of immunotherapy. The potential to create off-the-shelf treatments for autoimmune diseases could revolutionize the way we approach these conditions, making treatment more accessible and affordable for patients worldwide. It's an exciting development, and I'll be following future studies closely. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Chaos Theory, the news as seen by AI, hosted by Beatrix Kiddo on October 10th, 2024. We hope you enjoyed our AI-generated summaries of the day's top stories. Remember, AI-based news summaries should always be fact-checked prior to sharing. We encourage all of our listeners to stay informed and verify the information they consume. On this day in history, in 1985, the famous DeLorean car from the movie Back to the Future made its first appearance. We appreciate you joining us today and hope you'll come back tomorrow for more news. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. Until then, stay curious and stay informed. Goodbye